When I did the energy analysis for August, I didn't even know what dates to point out to you because there's literally something new every day. That is the energetic quality of August. It's bam, bam, bam. And it will force us to react. So a lot of our energetic task in August is about timing and pacing, and staying calm, being a good Zen master, basically, and knowing how to raise your vibration even if you go low temporarily. Welcome everybody to our energy forecast for August 22. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm an energy healer and energy visionary, and my job here is to guide you through these energetic weather conditions in August. I'm going to analyze the month for you so that you can maybe take snippets out of this and contextualize what is happening to you. We traditionally start the forecast with a review of last month's energies, and I would love to ask you guys here on live on Skype with me if you remember the July forecast. I talked about an emotional roller coaster and Phoenix rising energies, and I was gonna ask you if you experienced this as a difficult month, the month of July. How did this go for you? Does anybody want to share? For myself, I can vouch that this month was indeed a heavy emotional roller coaster. It's amazing for me that it's only been 4.5 weeks. It seems like it went on forever. It was a rough month, but as so many times when we go through the pits of our own fears or our own low energies, there is something in there, and this will be relevant for the month of August, that provides us with new energy. Remember, every challenge is a quickening of your energy. Yes, and there were tons of challenges in July, and therefore myself experienced an enormous quickening of my energy and also a clarification. So it's never really about what happens to us, it's how we handle it. And how we handle it depends on how we think and feel about it, how we contextualize it, how we see it in the bigger picture. And there were some really, really cool teachings in this for each and every one of us, of course, in an individual way. Here Janet is sharing, not overly emotionally challenging, but revealing. And it felt like an increased cleansing. Yes, that is a very diplomatic way of describing what happens in us when energies that are maybe stuck, so there was a lot of stuckness at times in July, or when things get repressed, or when things that we cannot see, when things that were unaware to us suddenly become aware to us. What happens? It feels like a cleansing. I totally agree with you. And that was probably the characteristic of July. For some of us, it was in a physical way. So for those of us who experienced maybe a sickness or COVID, like myself, you go through the slump, and then, as soon as you're done with it, you come out stronger. Emotionally, you go through maybe fears, or you go through something that really didn't make any sense, and all of a sudden you see perhaps your side or your part in it. So some of these things that got revealed to us that helped us to gain more clarity aren't just like secrets of the governments or whatever. They're like sometimes about ourselves, and this will continue here into August, like realizing what it is that actually repeats things in our life, and that it also has very strong karmic properties. So when we discover patterns in our life where things especially obviously the negative patterns that we can discover, that they repeat. All right, it's very important that you don't just look at, the injustice maybe from the outside, or how you've been victimized, or how others, have responded to you, or how you're lucky or unlucky. It's very important that you look at your own behaviors and your own expressions. So in that, July was, a very sort of eye-opening month. And for those of you who didn't really have this strong emotional roller coaster like most of us, you may have discovered something that really makes sense, something that kind of hits home, or perhaps even something that revealed more of a life purpose, a soul plan, as I called this last year. Yes, it was revealed to you how some of these repetitions, these collective and also personal repetitions, how they are composed. Yeah, I love how you are contextualizing this, yeah? And you're saying this in a neutral way, which is cool, because, some of these things that we went through, they may have not felt so good in that moment. But when you are over the hump, when you get past the challenge, and this is the time that we are in right now, we're in this breakthrough energy. Yeah? You've heard me say this in the last energy update. There is an energy shift that has happened, and that moves us forward. So in August, if I may switch over to August energies here right away, we will continue to experience this revelation about things, but this time on a slightly different level. And in July, I said it's really important that we're more energy aware, and that we prioritize, and that we know sort of what it is that we really want to focus on, that we become a taskmaster. Yes. And we have plenty of opportunity to practice that. In August, it's a little different. In August, it's really about us holding and raising our energetic vibrancy, to really raise our vibes, to really grow beyond or above some of these things that are coming in, and mostly from the outside. So I called this bam, bam, bam in the last couple of weeks, because that's how it's going to feel like subjectively. Now, when I did the energy analysis for August, I didn't even know what dates to point out to you, because there's literally something new every day. That is the energetic quality of August. It's bam, bam, bam. And it will force us to react. So a lot of our energetic task in August is about timing and pacing, and staying calm, being a good Zen master, basically, and knowing how to raise your vibration even if you go low temporarily. Who of you experiences themselves as going low from time to time temporarily? All of us do. All of us do. All right? So the goal is not to be perfect and always stand above things and always be so spiritual and all that. That's not the goal. The goal is to reduce the time that you waste in unnecessary conflicts or resistances or self-bashing. So the goal is to get better at this. We are all gods in training. Remember, we're not here to turn into a superhero overnight. We are here to become more aware of these higher powers that are in us, and learn how to apply them correctly. Learn how to discern and learn how to apply them appropriately. So just because you're energetically sensitive, for example, doesn't mean that you are better at anticipating things. On the contrary, how many of us get confused by our energetic sensitivity? We feel things, we pick up on things, we have visions or dreams, but don't really know what they mean. So even more so, if you have perceptivity that you would classify as energetic perceptivity, you need to focus on mastering that. Because next month, or actually this month, we are dealing with a lot of outer triggers, a lot of things that come in from the outside that will trigger things in us. They're really uncomfortable, and it will be surprising, and it will be something different every day. Yes, so we have to be good energy managers, and that means that we have to have a good routine in place to keep ourselves in a, say, manageable place. Because we all know this, once we're triggered, once we become reactive, once our mind goes havoc, yeah, and starts doing all these what-if scenarios and you should-haves and so forth, once our emotions get pulled into fears, once our nervous system gets pulled into fight, flight, or freeze, it becomes harder. Yeah, so what we want to accomplish by becoming more aware of what is going on around us and within ourselves is how we can prevent things from latching on in the first place. And this won't be easy, but it requires us to know ourselves better, and that's something that we all want. We all want to know ourselves better, what our true wants, our true needs, and our true goals in life are. We want to know what it is that we need to bring into expression to feel inner peace. Yeah, so the biggest challenge in August, before I go a little deeper into the analysis of what it will do to your chakras and so forth, has to do with managing your fears. You have to know how to manage your fears. Yeah, because this month we'll now go a step farther. Last month showed you all the stuff that doesn't work anymore. And this month, due to this really strong forward momentum, brings in new things. It brings in innovations. It brings in this new paradigm. We're no longer at the precipice of it. We're in it now. But just because it's new doesn't mean it's better. So discernment for next month looks like us having to have a very clear look at what did not work out for us. What can we tell for sure is not working for us anymore? And when it comes to new things, what are the things that seem to, this is a form of neutrality, that seem to or appear to help us forward? Why am I formulating this in this careful way? Because we want to stay neutral. We don't know this yet. Okay, we don't know if things like digital ID or cryptocurrencies or, new election laws or, a lower gas price, if that's good for us. It appears that way. So our job is to really figure out what it is for ourselves, okay, that benefits us, that helps us to raise our vibration, that helps us to tap into more freedom, that makes life easier for us, that makes life, more truthful, more authentic for us. That's our job, okay? And just because it's old doesn't mean it's bad either. Remember this, because some things have worked well for you and they can inform you about what you need to heed. So what came forward here in this last week at our transCODES energy sessions that everybody can book, by the way, is that there are things that we're learning about ourselves that previously we may have looked at them as flaws, but we can now see that those are just sort of, characteristics of us, that we have tendencies to deal with certain things in certain ways. Those aren't necessarily bad things, guys. They're still karmic to a degree because they have to do with our past experiences and sometimes even past life experiences. But this doesn't mean that we're doomed to fail. It just means that we need to know this. Okay, if you're a football player and you know that your strength is your right foot, okay, you need to know this about yourself, that your left foot isn't really your strength. So when you are trying to, get into ball possession or you're trying to score a goal, you will have to align, you have to adjust your body accordingly so that you can use your strong side. Do you guys know what I mean? This is about adjusting. This is not about being perfect. This is all old paradigm stuff, guys. You have been indoctrinated with the idea that you are just materium, that you are just a bag of flesh, that you are just existing here in your material way, and that the only thing in life that is worthwhile going for are possessions or numbers or measurable things. This is part of this big mind control meme or scheme, that I have been talking about. It is something that really messes with your framework, where you see the world and yourself in it as sort of an on and off, a binary thing, like black and white, good or bad. And that is not true. You came here with higher powers. So part of knowing yourself is also knowing your powers. And when something continues, such as what Janet mentioned earlier, this revealing of what needs to be healed, this often also reveals what you can do about it, like what your power is to heal it. And I want to say, I can't say this for each and every one of you because I don't know who's watching this, but I want to say, if you see yourself as an energetically sensitive person, that your energetic perceptivity that you have definitely belongs to your higher powers. Your ability to be creative, your ability to see the good and the beautiful in life is a higher power. Your ability to feel with others, your empathy, to know what is good for others. Not necessarily doing it or forcing others to do things because you see that they're good for them. That's a whole different story. That can get you into trouble. You don't have the right to make them do things that you deem is good for them. But the fact that you can see them, that you can see what would be good, say, for your partner or your collective or, the world or your children, that is a higher power. How to deal with it, how to handle it, though, that's something that we still need to learn. Okay? And so August would teach us how to become more flexible, how to adjust better. And this is the cool thing, even though I see a lot of really stressful things here coming in collectively, it reassures us that we're on the right path. Okay? Because if you think about it, guys, when you go low, it's typically because you doubt yourself. It's because you believe that you've made a mistake. You become pessimistic. You feel small because one thing that you wanted so badly to work out didn't work out. Last month, I talked about these fixations, these obsessions. They're, from an energetic point of view, they have the same structure as addictions. These need to be let go of. And that will be pretty hefty here in August, because you will realize this right away. Okay? When something doesn't work, that it's up to you now, okay, to either let them go or to continue with them. There is nobody else that you can make responsible for that choice. It's very important that you listen to your inner signals, especially in relationships. So August is a big month for relationships, not just romantic relationships, also friendships and diplomacy. So everything that has to do with communication, how we express ourselves. And the reason why this is such a big deal is because we have so many triggers in August. So there will be a lot of triggers, especially fear triggers. Why? Because every time something changes, your ego responds with fear. Ego does not like fear, because that is something that calls you. It's like a fire alarm. It's, the German Shepherd that we talked about in last week's energy update. It trips your security system because your ego has a tendency to feel safe with what it knows or with how it's always been. And for many of you, I know this for a fact, that exact mechanism in your ego, these defenses that you have built in the past, are also the ones that are now keeping you stuck. Okay? Because sometimes, and this can express in two different ways, sometimes, if we have been in toxic relationships, if we have been in narcissistic relationships or abusive relationships all our lives, or addictive relationships, then that seems to be normal for our ego. And it means that our ego won't even react if we are about to make the same mistakes again, which is very tricky, guys. Yeah, this is the reason why we sometimes get so stunned that even though we know our patterns, why we didn't see it, because our ego didn't react. So you can't rely on your ego here. It's not a good measuring tool. And the other way how this can express with your ego is that it just generally refuses anything, yeah, that forces it to step out of its comfort zone. And that will probably be the hardest part here, because in August we will be forced to step out of our comfort zone in many ways, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. Yeah? The spiritual component is a very important one in August, because we will realize that when there are no clear answers for things, you're going to have something like a higher plan. You have to have some kind of, I want to say, larger picture, okay, beyond yourself, that you can use as a roadmap. And if you don't have that, you will just feel like a bouncy ball. So part of this August energy is this bouncy ball energy. Yeah, that's why I called out the pacing in the beginning. Yeah, a lot of August will feel like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and wait. And then you will think like, oh, okay, now I can relax. Oh no, hurry up again, and wait, hurry up again. Okay, so many of you will probably not quite feel that they're ready for these big changes. But let me assure you, you are always ready for growth, because that is part of a higher vibratory energetic state, is that you embrace growth, you embrace that with curiosity, and you get the strength to follow through. August just requires you to be a bit more flexible, and that's why your ego experiences that as uncomfortable. Okay. Now the good news about this, or the benefit of this, the healing opportunities that we're having through this, is that you can grow a lot in August. You can grow a lot. So August can really teach you how to transmute your fear clouds, this automatic pessimism and negative thinking. It can also help you with connecting with your higher self more, because your higher self is the one that carries that greater purpose, the purpose beyond this lifetime for your soul. Yeah, it knows the soul plan, and therefore maybe you can find a little more peace if you can connect to your higher power, if you know that this life's purpose is not to get everything done at once. This life's purpose is to resolve these karmic repeats, the ones that are front and center, guys, the ones that you keep getting smashed into your face over and over again, so that you can move on to the next vibratory level. Some of us are able to move up multiple levels in a lifetime, and that is because we've done this so many times already. Yeah. So this isn't. It isn't really that there's a restriction. It is just that, some of us are born with like a whole repertoire of things that we've already done, and so we know what to avoid. Yeah. But the fact that we are almost 8 billion people here, or 8 billion souls here on this planet that are, sort of gods in training, what this tells us is that humans have a really big future. Yeah, that there is something really great in us that needs to be trained. So again, here your self-healing opportunities are to become more authentic, to express only what you truly feel and what you truly have a passion for, especially for those of you who are looking at career changes. Yeah, it's very, very important. Another aspect, and this is more spiritual, I guess, than practical, has to do with also feeling, yeah, because I know some of you guys have this hunger, this appetite, I want to say, for being of service, that to really step into this. This month gives you a really good opportunity, yeah, to find ways how you can feel of service to others. And this is a tip for some of you who feel or who go very low when they go low. Pick up the phone and ask if somebody needs help. Yeah, the moment you help somebody else is the moment where you can access these higher powers in you again. Just don't get too enmeshed, okay? When I say help somebody else, I'm talking about things that, like, can I pick up your son from school? Or, can I help you with, your backyard, you're building something or something like that. Like that has a clear beginning and an end, not complicated relationship issues, okay? Because you don't want to get pulled into those. They can lower your vibratory rate again. So the energy resonances for this month, August, guys, they have a lot to do with inspiration, yeah, with receiving signals and guidance from your higher power. That's why I call the energy alignment grace. Grace means something different to many of us, but I think we can all agree that grace is something, a feeling that we can feel inside that has something to do with beauty, with abundance, with generosity, with forgiveness, and with an uplifting, reassuring, and supportive energy. Yeah. So this month, that is what we want to focus on, especially when we go low. Yeah, that's why I created the energy alignment for you that we will hear here at the very end of this recording. Feel into your heart. Know when your thoughts are all negative, that is a matter of commanding your thoughts. You have to find a way to turn this around. At least don't fixate on it and don't invest in it, all right? And understand that for you to be able to peace out, yeah, to find, the calm in the midst of outer chaos, it's very important that you have a good physical structure, yeah, a good health routine, and a good way of dealing with your emotions. Yeah, remember, all emotions have a purpose, okay? It's the repressed emotions or the expressions of our emotions that get us into trouble. So for most of you, it's not about making your emotions go away. It's about learning better ways to express your emotions, okay? So if I break this down onto your energy centers, what you can see here in this month is obviously that there's something, that keeps sort of pulling you out of your zen, yeah, out of your peace, and that requires you to have a good method for grounding. Yeah, I recommend I am breathing in conjunction with touching the ground, preferably barefoot, and simple self-clearing methods, to clear all your thoughts. This helps you. Deep breathing, barefoot, and speeding up your energy, the energy of your hands, and clear your thoughts helps you to ground. This is something that you can do even in the middle of a meeting or something. Yeah. As far as your emotions and your sacral chakra is concerned, where your emotions are being processed, remember that you need to calm yourself before you react. You can't be neutral if you lash out, okay? And lashing out we're going to see a lot of that here in this month. As far as your third chakra is concerned, your identity, your willpower, you need to be very, very careful. I already warned you, if you know from yourself that you get into fights easily, or that you seek confrontation, or that you're a little feisty, okay, this is not the month, okay? You do not want to escalate things. You don't want to be a doormat either, so you're going to have to find a good balance there, yeah? Do the good old count till 10, take a deep breather, ground yourself, and then if you don't know what to say, yeah, if somebody, say, provokes you or whatever, then, just ask for more time and say, I'm not really sure how to react to this right now. It triggers a bunch of stuff in me. I need to feel into this. I'll get back to you later. Yeah, that actually works really well, especially in relationships where you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Now, as far as your heart chakra is concerned, raising your energetic vibratory rate is something that has a lot to do with this heart, the center of yours, like really feeling into things and connecting with your higher power. Grace, as many of you know here from this Sacred Self-Healing community where we do this online, online meditations every day, is extremely powerful and works really well for that. So connecting with your higher power, you will see that in the energy alignment. I take a lot of time to honor the different aspects of my higher power so that I can remember them, so that I can, make it clear to myself that these are all things that are in me. Very important. Fifth chakra, the expression, how well we are tuned in to truth and how well this matches up with our words and deeds, is all about congruency this month. So you really don't want to be doing anything that you don't want to do. And here is where my warning comes in the write-up for these incoming energies for August. I talked about this. Don't let yourself get talked in or persuaded or coerced into things in August. This is very, very important because the bombardment is going to be very strong. So there's a lot of this mind control stuff going on right now in regards to, keeping all of us at bay. Meanwhile, there's a lot of saber rattling going on, okay? And, this may not be so aware to us, but there's a lot of stuff happening right now on the world political stage there. And these are all things that will have a very, very important impact on our, I want to say, next 20 years, okay? So we are not fully aware of this, but some of you can maybe feel that. As far as your third eye, your sixth chakra is concerned, the practice when it comes to, going or finding yourself in a low place is always to let go, is always to surrender. Because in that moment that you are low, you are forced to admit to yourself that you cannot manage it, that you are not really in a place to make decisions or, to find solutions. And this is where higher power comes in, because if you can remember that a simple surrender to your higher power, not succumbing to anybody or something, anything external, but surrendering to your higher power calls in your grace. It calls in grace. So call in grace. And your crown chakra, the one that connects you with these cosmic energies, with the even greater divine consciousness, all right, that is really wanting to be remembered, wanting to be felt within yourselves. Another reason to take a few moments a day to honor that power in you. The challenges, as I said, is in August are going to all have to do with your ego and resistance to new. So your job is to peace out, stay as neutral as you can, pace yourself. Don't overreact. You're going to see a lot of unrest out there because most of the people that are out there, they don't have that training that you have. They don't have that awareness that you have, and they will just latch out. Okay, there's also other sort of tangible explosive energies such as earthquakes in the air and even nuclear energy here for this month of August. You can see how this is all connected. You lashing out, emotional outbursts in your area or in your country, earthquakes and nuclear energy or nuclear, bombs. They are all connected. This is part of August energy. And like I said earlier, do not be afraid. This is a saber rattling, okay? This is like, the big nations here in the world, sort of showing off. Yeah, they are responding to something that, just like we, okay, as individuals have to contend with. Yeah, they're responding to these explosive energies, so they will all be a little hypersensitive. These political powers in the world. So staying calm, staying neutral, piecing out, yeah. Take good care of your health. This will become even more important in September. All right, but for now, it's really about, reviewing, yeah, all your health, money, safety, relationship, systems and routines, how you've set them up. Yeah, prepare to improve them, to make them a little more smooth so that you don't get, triggered by internal things on top of all the external stuff that is going on. Yeah, so it's still a good month to make transitions. Some of you have made fantastic transitions last month, and some of you feel like, okay, now that I finally wrapped my mind around it, I know what to do. You may hesitate a little bit. My tip for you is this is a good month to follow through. Okay, this is a good month to finally say, okay, now that I know where to go, I need to take the steps now. Yeah, you may not manifest it in August yet, but this is the month where you really want to do this. Okay. So other than that, guys, it's this like really fiery fireball energy in August, yeah, that we're gonna have to contend with. And if you are already in this place that you know yourself really well, that you know your little pet peeves and you know your susceptibilities and tendencies that you have, then you are well equipped. But you have to really use this. So use your grounding, use your self-clearing, use grace to remember the higher powers in you. Yeah, don't just think them. Spirituality is very pragmatic, guys. It's supposed to help us in our everyday life, yeah, and help us to see beyond the stuff that our ego cannot see. So with that, guys, I wish you a successful month of August. I know that many of you are looking for answers on the outside. You're gonna have to find the answers on your inside. Okay, so listen to the energy alignment as often as you need, okay, to feel reassured, to feel supported, to do what you already know you need to do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some snippets here that can help you further. If you want to schedule an initial coaching session with me, send me an email, go to my website, transcodes.com. There's links there. You can also participate in these ongoing energy sessions. And for those of you who want to increase their awareness and learn these new rules of engagement in relationships or for relationships, yeah, how to conduct a high vibratory relationship, you still have time to sign up for our Love Integrity class. It starts August 16th. Goes over the course of 3.5 months, and I can assure you that this will change your relationship life. Hope to see you there. Bye bye. Grace. To love and peace within, I dedicate myself. I am one with my higher self, the messenger of divine consciousness flowing through me, unchanging, eternal, and infinite. I recognize the presence of higher power expressed through me as a sacred life force and unconditional love. I want to remember this, even when I have become unconscious or asleep.
I dedicate this sacred moment to honor the power that protects and guides me, and that helps me to feel my higher power as grace in my heart. When I align with the inner experience of my sacred journey, I can embrace all challenges as learning experiences and feel nothing but gratitude for any opportunity to grow. But whenever I resist a challenge, I am feeding fear, blindness, and self-deception, not realizing how it's preventing the flow of my life force, and forgetting that through challenges I can experience the limitations of my ego and learn to surrender them to grace. Grace allows me to experience the power of higher consciousness working through me as me firsthand. Grace, I know you. You show me how to feel with the truth in my heart. You reveal what needs to be revealed and heal what needs to be healed. By showing me how every thought, emotion, word, or action either strengthens or weakens our connection, I can learn to be with you. I realize now that you have always been there, right here, in the middle of my sacred heart, to protect me from the darkness and confusion of ego perceptions. With you in my heart, I can learn that there is nothing to fear but the prison of my own excess and lack that deceives me into believing that I am powerless. When I can remember to call on you, and you return your love for me, I can feel it as truth in my heart. And I feel supported, protected, and strong, because I know that through you I am the sovereign of my life's experience. Due to the power of my alignment to higher power, I can see how my journey mirrors the evolution of all life, and how I am never alone when I am with grace. I honor you. I honor the higher power that helps me to clear all negative influences from any source within and around me, my family and home, that cleanses me and gives me the courage and strength for the next phase of my life. Guide me along my highest path and show me the way. I honor the higher power of healing to replenish me on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and energetically, throughout all time frames and dimensions. I honor the higher power of perception that brings me messages, guidance, hope, and inspiration that is perfect for me right now, prompting me to find the next step on my higher path. I honor the higher power of beauty and creativity to lift my spirits and bring me joy, happiness, laughter, lightness of heart, and love for life. I honor the higher power of consciousness that purifies my spirit and my life, that allows me to feel my higher expressions and goals, that bring more love, truth, and freedom into my and other people's lives. I honor the higher power of inner peace to heal, harmonize, and balance all relationships in my life so that I may spread greater peace wherever I go. And lastly, I honor the higher power of abundance to bring me all that I need for this journey through life and shower me with correspondent abundance and wealth in all areas of my life, so that I may serve fully and become able to express the divine light in me for others. Bless my life in the highest and most appropriate ways. Help me to trust in my inner divinity. Fill me with faith that gives me the courage and determination to live this life with the grace of consciously trusting in my ability to perceive and discern truth and to see the good and the beautiful in this world. Due to the power expressed through my high alignment, I herewith clear all attachments, limitations, energetic ties, and karmic binds in any dimension or time to any person, entity, or ego illusion. I let go of all fixations, fears, and guilt, and refrain from seeing myself or the world as flawed. Nothing and no one has the right to violate my integrity or boundaries. I am not afraid, because I no longer tolerate or enable life or love degrading energies in or around me. I fully trust in my ability to sense anything or anyone trying to compromise my sense and love for self, and relentlessly call out those who want to steal my higher power. I am grace, now and at all times. Higher self, thank you for my energetic sensitivity, as it shows me when I need to stand my ground, when I need to walk away, when I need to clear, self-correct, or when I need to heal. Keep showing me the path to my heart's love, and encourage me to embrace and express how I truly feel. I want you to be the voice of my heart. Speak to me in my dreams. Let me hear this voice that empowers me to trust, so that I have the power to overcome the temptations of fear and inner darkness. Show me what to let go of, to feel inner peace, and give me the courage to have faith that I can protect myself. Now I can truly rest in my heart, as all there is left to do is to live and create my life with grace. Thank you.